Credit Union. My name is Arshel Sorrell. I am your financial wellness specialist.
And I'm Kenyon Sutton. I'm the Financial Wellness Manager here at Community First. Thank you guys for joining us today for our live session here on social media. Just wanted to, we'll be going through some things today, but if you guys have any questions, feel free to put those in the comments below. If you are watching this later after our live, then you can just go ahead and click the link that we'll post in the comments later, and you can ask your questions there. But today we're partnering with all of the credit unions around the world to talk about financial health for International Credit Union Day. So we want to just address some things related to that. So especially when it comes to financial health and financial wellness. So financial wellness means something a little bit different to everybody. It just depends on your perspective and what you might be going through in life. So we're going to give you guys our take on it. So Arshel, what does financial wellness mean to you?
What it means to me is being able to enjoy my everyday life with my money, have enough for the little simple things I like to do each day.
Very good. And then for me, it's something like I'm doing all of the right things with my money. I'm comfortable with where I'm at in my financial journey. Arshel, for you, why is that important for you, or why is financial wellness important for you?
Because I think everybody has experienced a time where they live from paycheck to paycheck, and that's never fun because that's when you can't really even enjoy your everyday life. Normal things, going grocery shopping, putting gas in your car, which are simple, normal things. But when you're living paycheck to paycheck, those things seem very hard to get to every day and accomplish. So I no longer wanted to live paycheck to paycheck. So I decided to work on my financial wellness goals.
Very good. So you do this type of work a lot with a lot of our members. Where do you suggest is a good place to start to help them get on the right track when it comes to their financial wellness?
Just starting off with something very basic and simple, as in knowing how much money you bring home out your paycheck after taxes and everything, how much money is deposited in your bank account, and then totaling up all your bills for that month. Just knowing your regular bills that's due each month and what you spend on groceries, gas, your savings account. Very simple things you have to get right first in order to reach your larger financial goals.
Absolutely. And I love that you talk about starting with the basics. I think something that we talked about before this was even finding those things that you struggle with and trying to figure out simple solutions to those struggles. So for instance, if credit card debt is a big issue for you in your financial journey, maybe moving away from using credit cards for the majority of your spending. And I think, along those lines, I think your goals are really what helps you determine if you feel financially well or financially healthy, and being able to accomplish those goals that you want to accomplish. What are some of your suggestions for people when they are setting goals, some things that they should be keeping in mind?
For example, number one, keep that goal in mind. You can fall off. So let's say you're saving up for a down payment for your first home. So you're getting ready to buy a new home. You want to have money set aside for that. Stay focused on that goal. Set a limit that you're going to put in that account every month. Open up a savings account. It's called Saving for My New Home. Know what you're going to put in that account out of each check. Automatically add that into your budget, which takes you back to the beginning. Write down everything that you're saving. Write down all your bills that's due, and think of your savings account as a bill, not as something you could just do every now and then. So when you're saving for your house, no matter what, you're putting money in that savings account. Nothing is going to stop it, just like nothing stops you from paying your rent or your JEA bill, you know it's a consequence if you stop paying those things. So think of your savings for your home, for your goal, as a consequence. If you don't save for it, you're not going to get it.
I love that philosophy of consequences. I think something else that people need to keep in mind with this too is to be specific. You can't just say I want to save for a home and then not and then expect it to just happen. You got to put in some work, and make sure that you're being specific with that goal. So, like you said, saving a little bit here and there, but making sure that you're putting that down on paper, that you've got a plan written down. And I'm going to save whether it's $50 every paycheck towards that goal or $100 a paycheck towards that goal. And then keeping it simple and automating it as much as possible, because automation is really key, so you don't have to think about doing it from time to time. Now, when we talk about financial health at Community First, we've partnered with some organizations in the past to help us evaluate financial health as a whole. And there's 4 categories that we really look at when we're talking about financial health, and that's spend, save, borrow, and plan. Arshelle, what are some tips that you might have for somebody that are looking to improve their financial health when it comes to those 4 categories?
Narrow down to what you need to really spend your money on. That doesn't mean you have to just stop enjoying yourself, but maybe instead of going out to eat 4 times a week, you cut it down to 2 times, because if you don't want to make such a drastic move where you fail at it, so you kind of cut it in half. So that would help with your spending. So once you set that for your spending, automatic when it's time for saving, which is the second thing you're going to do, you have some of that extra money that you used to spend on food because you used to go out 4 times a week, but now you just go out 2. You're going to put that extra money in your savings account. Makes it nice and simple. And once you get that built up to a certain amount, if you feel you want to borrow some money or get a loan, already know what you want to pay for, what you're paying off, not to just get a loan and then blow that money. You still have all your credit card debt. You didn't pay anything off. Stay focused on the couple of things that you want to pay off. Narrow it down. Don't overwhelm yourself, but stick to your plan.
Absolutely. And just I want to kind of piggyback on some of those things that you discussed there. When we're putting a plan together, we want to make sure that we want to hit that ultimate goal, but let's break that big goal. Maybe it's 6 months of expenses in your savings for your emergency fund. Let's break that. I mean, if for a lot of people, that's a lot of money. It's going to feel impossible to reach. So let's break that into smaller bite-sized chunks along the way. So maybe my initial goal is $1,000, and then from there I'm going to work up towards $2,000 or 1 month of expenses or something like that. And I really like what you said about spending. Like, yes, we need to make some sacrifices, but we don't have to sacrifice so much that we can't have fun or that it just hurts.
Yeah, you'll fail immediately.
Yeah. Something somebody told me when I first started on my kind of getting my finances in order was short-term sacrifices for long-term success. So I always recommend that for people. So there may be times or seasons in your life where you got to buckle down and sacrifice a little bit more, but then that's going to be so much more rewarding when you get to that point where you don't have to keep making sacrifices to make things happen. So spend, save, borrow, and plan. I think if everybody really breaks down their financial plan and looks at those segments individually and sets some goals for those, it's really going to help you with reaching the financial health that you want when it comes to your financial journey overall. Well, Arshelle, before we wrap up here, did you have anything else that you wanted to add?
No, just try to keep it as simple as you can for yourself and stay focused on your budget and your goal. And remember, your budgets and your goals it goes by you and how much money you make each month and what you bring in. So you can't compare yourself to somebody else and their goals and how they're saying they're doing it, because you don't know their home life. So focus on you and concentrate on your plan with the money that you make.
I love that. Yeah, absolutely. Focus on your plan. Don't try to compare yourself or keeping up with the Joneses type of thing, because you never know what that person's gone through to get where they're at. So, well, that does it for us today. Thank you guys for joining. Again, if you have any additional questions, you can that come up as you're watching this later, you can definitely click the link in the comments and ask us those questions. They'll come right to our Shell and myself, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. So thank you guys, and have a great day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.